Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to create system.io contact on JotForm submission. So here I've created a form using JotForm, and in this case I want whenever new form submission is made, automatically using that details, a new contact should be created in my system.io account. So to automate this process, we will use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect, in which we need to connect a trigger and an action. So in this process, our trigger application will be JotForm and our action application will be system.io. So to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create a new system.io contact on every new JotForm submission automatically. So to automate this process, we will use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. This is the homepage of Pabbly Connect. You can visit this page by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options, that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get 300 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. After signing in, you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you can see a create workflow button on the top right corner. Here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this button. In this create workflow dialog box, we have to give a name to our workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as create system.io contacts on JotForm submission. And now I'm going to select my folder as contacts. You can select your folder as per your need. Also, you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this create button. Now here in this workflow window, you can see two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up our trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as JotForm and my trigger event as new response. And here you can see we have received a webhook URL. That means we will use this webhook URL to connect our JotForm with Pabbly Connect. So following the instructions given below, here I have already logged in my JotForm account. And here you can see all the forms which I have created for my use. So in this case, I'm going to use this lead form. From here, I'm going to click on this more. And from here, I'm going to select settings. Now under settings, you can see we have received the option of integrations. So here I'm going to select integrations. And under integrations, I'm going to select webhooks. Here I'm going to click on this edit integration. And here I'm going to remove this previously existing URL. Moving back to Pabbly window. Here I'm going to copy the new webhook URL back to JotForm. And here I'm going to enter the new webhook URL. After entering the new webhook URL, here I'm going to click on this complete integration. And here you can see it says integration ready. So here I'm going to click on this finish. Now after successfully setting up the webhook, here I'm going to click on this preview form. And this is the form which I have created, which has name field, phone number field, email, address, country, company name and text number. So now let me take you back to Pabbly window. And here you can see as it is waiting for webhook response. That means here to receive a trigger response, we need to do a test submission, and to do a test submission, we need to submit the form. So for that, let me take you back to my JotForm. Here I'm going to enter a dummy data and do a test submission. So here I'm going to enter the first name as demo, last name as user. For the phone number, here I'm going to select the country code as +91 and a random phone number. Moving forward, here I'm going to enter a dummy email such as demoUser@pabblytudes.com. Moving forward, here for the address, I'm going to enter 123 ABC. Here I'm going to enter the city as Bhopal, state as Madhya Pradesh, and a zip code, that is 4620003. Now moving forward, and here it is asking for country field. So here below the field, it says enter the country code here, example IN for India. So here I'm going to enter the code, that is IN. Moving forward, here I'm going to enter the company name as Pabbly and a random text number, that is PQR1234S. And now I'm going to click on this submit. And here you can see we have successfully submitted a response. So now let's move back to our Pabbly window. And here you can see we have successfully received a response where we have received last name, first name, company name, text number, country code, state, postal code, city, street address, email, phone number, and other details. So with this, we have successfully set up our trigger. Now let's move to action step. Here I'm going to select my action application as system.io and my action event as create contact. And now to connect my system.io with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your system.io account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, here it is asking for API key. So again, following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my system.io account. Here I'm going to click on my profile and from here I'm going to select settings. Now under settings, I'm going to select public API keys. And here I'm going to click on this create button to create a new API key. Here I'm going to give the API key a name, that is JotForm submission. And now I'm going to click on the save. And here you can see we have successfully created an API key. So here I'm going to copy this. Moving back to Pabbly window, here I'm going to enter the API key. Now after entering the API key, here I'm going to click on this save. And here you can see we are successfully connected. So now moving forward, and here you can see it is asking for email address, first name, last name, phone number, street address, postal code, city, state, country, company name, and text number. And all these fields are a required field. So here we need to enter the value for each field. So here instead of entering data manually, here I will map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here we will map the data from the response we have received in our JotForm submission. Mapping makes our text dynamic so that whenever a new form submission is made, automatically this previously existing lead details will be updated with the new one. So here I'm going to map the email address. Moving forward, here I'm going to map the first name. Here I'm going to map the last name. Moving forward, here I'm going to map the phone number, area code, and then phone number. Moving forward, here I'm going to map the street address. Moving forward, here I'm going to map the postal code. Here I'm going to map the city. Here I'm going to map the state. Moving forward, and here I'm going to map the country code. And now here I'm going to map the company name. And lastly, here I'm going to map the text number. So here I'm done mapping the data and now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see we have successfully received a response. So now let's go and check our system.io account. Moving back. From here I'm going to select contacts. Going to refresh this window. And here you can see we have successfully created a new contact with the email address as demoUser@pabblytudes.com. First name as demo, last name as user, country as India, phone number, state as Madhya Pradesh, city as Bhopal, street address, postal code, company name as Pabbly, and a text number. So with this, we have successfully set up our automation. Now let's test our automation to check whether it is working or not. So to test our automation, we need to submit another form response, and for that, let me take you back to my JotForm. Here I'm going to refresh this window. And again here I'm going to enter another dummy data and submit a response. So here I'm going to enter the first name as test, last name as user, phone number, country code +91, a random phone number, moving forward a random email that is testuser@pabblytudes.com, a random address that is 456 CDE, moving forward city as Ajmer, state as Rajasthan, a zip code that is 305801, moving forward, country code as IN, company name again as Pabbly, and a random text number that is JKL456M. And now I'm going to click on this submit. And here you can see we have successfully submitted a response. So now let's go and check our system.io account. Again here I'm going to refresh this window. And here you can see we have successfully created a new contact with email as testuser@pabblytudes.com. First name as test, last name as user, country as India, company name as Pabbly, email as testuser@pabblytudes.com, a random text number, random phone number, state as Rajasthan, city as Ajmer, street address, and a postal code. So with this, we have successfully tested our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken our trigger as JotForm and our action as system.io, so that whenever a new form submission is made on my JotForm, automatically using that details, a new contact should be created in my system.io. If you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.